And we finally done came together again so we can do what we do like we do every Saturday and Sunday. Well, let me take these off for a minute real quick. Now, we about to get down into some serious business up in here. Because I just found out some things today that we talked about yesterday. And yesterday, what we talked about had me a little passionate, had me a little on the edge, had me tripping up in here. You see what I'm saying? So, what we going to do today is we going to dig a little deeper into some of them subjects that we touched yesterday. Now, before we get into that, let me give you a little something. Today, they are swearing in the new senators and the new congressmen, House Representatives and the Senate. They're swearing in the new people, and I think a lot of the old people are retaking their oaths. Not sure. All I know is that the new electors are being seated. I mean, the new senators and new congressmen are being seated. And there's a peculiar, kind of curious tweet from Lin Wood. If you remember Lin Wood, if you don't, let me help you out. He's the guy that sued all the mainstream medias for the defamation lawsuit on a young man that was allegedly tormenting a Native American in Washington, D.C. a while back. Well, Lin Wood sued all of them, and they all settled for a disclosed amount. They ain't saying how much they settled for, but they did settle, and we're thinking it's in large numbers. But speaking of Lin Wood, he put out a tweet, and the tweet was kind of funny, but it kind of goes in lockstep with everything else that's taking place with this election. But I'm going to tell you what he said. Lin Wood set a deadline for Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Stephen Breyer to resign from the Supreme Court. Now, if you remember a story I brought to you maybe a couple of weeks ago, where it had been reported that Chief Justice John Roberts had been yelling to the other justices in a closed room regarding them taking on the Texas lawsuit. And he seemed a tad bit irate about that. Now, there also at that time was released some information stating that Judge Roberts was talking to, I think it was Justice Breyer. And from what I can understand, the conversation went somewhat like, Trump's not going to get reelected. He's going to make sure that, something to that effect. Had a couple of dirty words in it, but you get the summation of what I'm talking about. Now, if you can't go to the legal system for some type of remedy to what your problem may be it legal, and you can't go to the highest court in the land because it's already alleged that maybe, just maybe, it might not be fair, what the hell else do you do? Well, you revert back to the Constitution. Constitution clears up all this. All right. But at the same time, we got a few sneaky little rats running around in the grain mill back here. All right. Because they act like they're on the team, but in all honesty, they wearing two different coats. You got any questions, any ideas, anything you want to get off your chest? The phone lines are open. The number is right here. Give me a call. Let's talk about it. But we're going to go back to what I was saying. Now, it seems to me that there's a lot of suspicious stuff going on when it comes to ballots and the amount of them and how they were counted and how they were made and where they came from, if China was involved and all this other stuff. Now look, what a lot of people don't seem to understand about this total situation we got here is that it's not just a simple poll worker jamming ballots and constantly feeding these ballots into the machine. It's not that. what you have to understand is this is a bigger, broader picture. This is not just about Democrat or Republican. This is not about conservative or liberal. This is about our nation as a whole, maintaining its stability, maintaining its form of government. A lot of people think that this is a democracy. Hold up. Let me get your mind right. This is a democratic republic. We are a republic. There are rules that govern this country. There are laws that govern everyone in this country. And those laws are not upheld and observed and followed. We have all type of anarchy taking place in our country. And nobody wants to explain why. All they want to tell you is Joe Biden is president-elect. But even a certain percentage of Democrats believe that Joe Biden isn't the president. Certain number of a certain percentage of independents don't believe that Joe Biden won the election fair and square. Now look, if this goes on YouTube or Google or something like that, they probably gonna censor it because I pretty much said what the hell is on my mind. I know, you know, they already said any comments about the election being rigged or anything like that, they not gonna, air it. Kiss my ass, I don't care. Look, the bottom line is simply this. We are not stupid, we are not foolish, and we are not by any stretch of the imagination, just totally oblivious to the fact that these people have actually cheated. And let me add the key point. The key point is it's not just Americans. We have outside influences influencing our election. And we know this. We know this as well as we know the back of our hands. We know China's involved in this. We know Iran is involved in this. We know possibly Venezuela, Russia. We all know that these people are involved in our elections. And we want to sit back and accept the results of this election as if nothing went wrong, nothing had a problem, nobody did anything improper. When we have videos showing in Georgia, people just consistently feeding ballots. We have all day long, all these affidavits, hundreds of affidavits of people just totally telling the truth of what they say. And if those affidavits are wrongfully generated, guess what? Your ass go to jail for perjury. Is it perjury? I think it's perjury. But you still go to jail. You get punished for lying on an affidavit. So you mean to tell me hundreds of people that saw things looking a little suspicious would risk their freedom to tell a lie? I don't think so. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's a rumor floating around Washington right now that Mitch McConnell, head of the Senate, the Republicans, and Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, in the Democrat representative. It seems that word's been going around Washington, D.C. that these two are coming together to try to change the rules for objecting to the questionable states when the time comes to open envelopes, which will be January the 6th. Okay. Now, if you don't think, now remember now, Trump, he's the head of the Republican Party because he's the president. Mitch McConnell is the head of the Republican Senate because I guess he's the senior one there or whatever. I don't know. They must have voted him in. I don't know. But the point being is he's the head. Now, if all things being equal, all things being fair, then how can you sit and tell your caucus, referring to Mitch McConnell, not to object to the states in question when it's obvious, even just the information that is being disseminated and put out, we can see that pulling suitcases from under a table after everybody done left might not be proper. Feeding these ballots that you pull from under a table, draped with a motherfucking tablecloth, start feeding them into the machine, might be a little inappropriate. Just a little. And then maybe, just maybe, watching a video of someone taking that stack of ballots, tapping them up, straightening them out, feeding them through. When they come out on the other side, grab them again, pick them up, tap them down, feed them through. We are not this. Look, this is just, it's, I need to take a drink. Hold on. I get my mind right. The reason I find this so atrocious, can't you talk? The reason why I find this whole thing so atrocious is not the fact that it's done, but it's done right here, right fucking here, in my motherfucking face. Like I can't see, like I don't have ears to hear and a motherfucking brain to think that you sitting here doing this in my face. But ain't nothing wrong with it. You go and open envelopes and cast your ballot for Biden and everything is right. Bullshit. I'm not accepting this. I'm not accepting none of this. And a lot of people feel the same way I do too. Because it's not the fact that, like I said, it's not the fact that these people did this shit. It's the fact that you blatantly put it in everybody's face to do it. And then in essence say, I dare you to do something about it. Don't that seem like what's going on? I wish you would. That kind of shit. You know what we do on the street? I wish a motherfucker would. That's what they doing to us right now. We didn't have a choice because they changed our choice. We didn't have a selection because they gave us a selection. Look, if anything, the Republic is in danger. And you know it just like I do. Look, Mitch McConnell, in my opinion, he a snake, okay? Because there's a lot of ways to remedy this. Okay, let's use history as an example. In 1876, there was an allegation of election problems between the candidates of Hayes and Tilton. They didn't just say, okay, well, we're still going to open envelopes. They didn't say, okay, well, Biden is the president, all that bullshit. Okay, they didn't do all that. You know what they did? Okay. The states that were in question at that time of the election in 1876 was Florida, Louisiana, and South Carolina. Instead of them just walking through it with their eyes closed, acting like nothing happened, Congress appointed a commission. And, excuse me one moment. Congress appointed a commission, okay? It was called Electoral Commission that consisted of 5 House members, 5 Supreme Court justices, and 5 senators. They all had the opportunity to look at the evidence and review the ballots. Why we can't do that now? Please explain to me why we can't do that now. Because if you go to Georgia, Georgia's legislators filed a lawsuit against the Secretary of State because they want to see them ballots. They won't let them see the ballots. Why? If you have nothing to hide, if this election was so fair, if everything was hunky-dory, thumbs up, hey, kiss the baby bye-bye, then why in hell they can't see them damn ballots? Is there a reason? Because it seems rather suspicious to me. It's a document that has to be held in custody for a number of years after the election. Just in the event something went on and they can go back and review this. But you can't do that when you don't have a paper ballot. You have an electronic ballot. You casting your vote on a machine that doesn't have a paper trail. You're trusting that it records everything the proper way. They have showed so many ways, so many times, talking about the president's lawyers and scientists and people from academia have showed in so many ways, statistically, there is no way Joe Biden could have won this damn thing. Even if Trump had fell off a building, was in coma, and probably broke a leg, he still would have won the damn election, and Biden wouldn't have did shit. Biden couldn't even get 12 people to one rally. When you go to Trump's rallies, you got 50,000, 30,000, 40,000 people. Please explain to me why Georgia won't let those ballots be examined. I didn't think you could, because nobody can. But here's the thing. I'm starting to wonder about all these people. They claim to be, look, let me get this right. I'm not a Republican. Let's get this shit, let's get this on the table. I'm a conservative. There's definitely a difference because there are a bunch of corrupt ass Republicans, just like there's a bunch of corrupt ass motherfucking Democrats, all right? And both of these son of a bitches coming together to turn up the one man that stands for the American people. You should be offended because they've been doing this shit to us for years. This hasn't just started today. This just hasn't started in 2016. This hasn't started in 2020. They've been doing this for decades. Republicans say they're for lower taxes, but when they want to pass a bill that probably, in essence, is going to affect you, what happens is they come together. They do this horse swapping bull crap. The liberals will get a little bit of what they want. The Republicans get a little bit of what they want. If the liberals want to raise your taxes and the conservatives, not conservatives, Republicans, let's get this right. If the Republicans want to lower your taxes, they swap. They swap it out. Let's not be crazy. You done heard your taxes go up before, all across the nation. You done heard Republicans say, well, we're not going to let this happen. We're not going to let that happen. But your taxes still go up. You know how your taxes go up? They may not go up with you personally, but guess what? When they raise taxes on businesses and corporations, those businesses and those corporations do not pay that tax. They pass that on to the consumer. We have a consumer-based economy. Guess what? Every time you go buy something and the price seem higher, those are those taxes that they saying they didn't raise. Because they think we all stupid. They think we all foolish. And we gotta be, if we keep on putting these people in office and do not demand term limits, we gotta get these folks. We need to recycle these some bitches, man, for real. Mitch McConnell, last July, it has been reported, because so it ain't just me, McConnell received campaign donations from Dominion voting machine lobbyists on July the 25th of 2019. McConnell also overturned 2 election integrity bills that were unfavorable to Dominion. Ain't that what we dealing with right now? Isn't this the same BS that we're dealing with right now? When we sitting up here talking about these Dominion voting machines, and now come to find out they kept it quiet, put it up, hold up, wait a minute, pump your brakes, stop. They didn't want this shit out. They didn't want you to know that Mitch McConnell, the leader of the Senate, was involved with these people. The same thing that the president is fighting against. They don't want you to know that. Why? Because you might be, maybe, a little pissed the fuck off like I am. But wait, there's more. You know who Mitch McConnell's wife is? His wife happens to be Elaine Chao, transportation secretary, okay? Sounds pretty mundane, seems simple. He's in government, she should be in government too, right? Okay, let's go. But I got one problem with that. Her family has close ties to senior Chinese Communist Party officials. Oh, you wonder how? Oh, she's got a business. Her family has a business, a shipping business. And elbow rubs elbow. Let's not be stupid. These people are all corrupt. Each and every individual that is plugged in with the Communist Chinese Party is corrupt. Because the Chinese don't want us to even choose our own president, and half of the folks around the world don't want us to do it either. Because that president stands for Americans, not the global stage. He's not the world president. He's not into globalism. He's an American president for the American people. And everybody, Tom, Dick, Harry, your mama, your daddy, your sister, and your motherfucking cousin 3 times removed want him gone. The first time you had a president in a long time that stood up for you. Had your economy working, got regulations decreasing, got your taxes together, and you want the man gone. Had the most votes out of any president running in his second goddamn term, and you tried to wash it all away by cheating because you knew you couldn't win it right. If you could win it right, then explain to me why 5 states all at the same goddamn time stop counting. If you thought you could do it legitimately, if you thought you could do it fair and square, then why? Tell me, why do we have people that work on the ground, in the polling offices, in the places, telling you that they got pristine ballots back. But these are the ones that's supposed to be folded and folded and folded and mailed to your ass. But when they came back, all of them was straight out, flat out, no creases. And you don't think that's a problem? You don't think I'm supposed to be a little passionate about what the hell I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, what I know? You should be just as equally upset. Equally upset. You have people going to Washington, D.C. to support the president. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, hold up. Let me throw a little something at you, okay? I have never in my entire adult life gave a fuck about politics, okay? I'm gonna be honest. All the same to me. I voted, yes I did. But I never, ever felt the way I feel when it comes to this situation we are experiencing right now in this country. A lot of people don't understand. This is not really about this election. This is about our rights. Black people, more than anybody else, should be offended. Because guess what? A lot of us died for that right. A lot of us fought for that right. And a lot of us see that right being diminished right before our fucking eyes. If we don't be mad about nothing else, we can be mad about that, because I don't care what you say. A bunch of black folks voted for Trump. And we should be just as enraged over this shit as everyone else. Because it's time to come to an understanding that the swamp, as they call it, that son of a bitch is deep. And it goes to the point of people you never even thought would be a part of it. Now, Lynn Wood, same gentleman I mentioned earlier, has brought out accusations about Justice Roberts being involved with Epstein. Oh, you know who Epstein was, right? Epstein was the cat that had the island where they say it was Lolita Express. His airplane was Lolita Express, and they was doing things on that island they had no business doing. You had, the flight logs show that, Bill Clinton took a couple trips over there. You know what I'm saying? Flight logs show, Epstein had a few notable individuals going to that island. And now you still got Justine, what's her name? Gisley? What? Look it up. It was his girlfriend. They got her ass locked up. They won't even give her bail. She's a flight risk. Why? Because she knows some shit that they want to know. Look here. The phone number is on the screen. Give me a call. If you think any of this stuff I'm talking about is out of line, please call me. We'll talk about it. But please, when you call me, have your game together, all right? I'm good. We can do what we got to do. I'm just doing me right now. Now, if Mitch McConnell, the leader of the Senate, if Mitch McConnell was supposed to be so doggone, I'm Trump 100, that's my man 20 grand and all, then why would he go and congratulate Joe Biden for winning when none of this shit is complete? All these court cases are still out here. The president is still fighting tooth and nail. Now, there's something else that's been brought to my attention that I'm kind of nervous about, and I have to admit. A lot of people are looking at Mike Pence as the individual to resolve this problem with these ballots in these states and the dueling slates of electors. Everybody's looking at Pence to solve this problem, okay? But now, Pence is in question. They just, back to what I was saying, Lynn Wood, all right, when he asked for Chief Justice Roberts to resign, and when he asked for, what's his name? Give me one moment. Oh, yeah. Stephen Breyer. When he asked for them two people to resign, he also asked Mike Pence to resign too. That's the vice president. Now, I got to wonder about this because I had no idea. I just ran up on this information today. And it seems like it's circulating kind of heavy on the web that there's been calls for the vice president to resign. Now, I don't know how deep this is going to go, but it seems like it's getting to a very crucial point right now. I was under the impression Mike Pence was was his man 20 grand and all, going to ride or die with Trump. Now I'm starting to think otherwise. Look, like I said, This isn't about one presidential election. This is about the future. Why would you vote if you know your vote don't count? And a lot of us feel that way. A lot of us have felt that way for years up until this point. A lot of us just got our damn points validated. Oh, well, see, that's why I don't vote. See? But the thing about it is, that's not us. That is not us. This is not the United States doing this. This is outside sources. And when you find out that this rabbit hole goes much deeper than what you thought it would, the first thing you're going to ask is, well, why didn't nobody tell me? They didn't want you to fucking know. Why the hell would they tell you what the hell? Come on now. Come on. Come on now. Are we really that stupid to think that the people that got their hands in the pot gonna actually tell us they got their hands in the pot? No. That's for us to go seek out, find, and then do something about it. Now, Mitch McConnell's house was vandalized. Nancy Pelosi's house was vandalized. This just happened, I think it was last night. Their houses were vandalized, spray painted. One of the things they painted on Mitch McConnell's house is "I want my money." So I guess some people are a little upset about that $600, but they should be upset about $600. You should be enraged about $600. You know why? Because you're an American, and an illegal alien gets $1,600 to $1,800 in the stimulus bill. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, if you're here illegal, you're worth more than an American that's born here. At least the way I see it. Because if you can give them $1,600 and $1,800 off rip and turn to legal Americans and only give them $600, is my government really working for me or against me? That's the question you got to ask your fucking self. Because all day long, we go to work, we pay our bills, we try to stay out of trouble, we don't get ourselves out there like that. We try to be model citizens. All right? Model citizen is you don't get in trouble, you try to follow the laws. Now, you mean to tell me somebody whose first act was to break our laws, sneaking into the country, that's a law. You can't do that. You're not supposed to do that shit. But the first act of this person is to sneak into my country and break the laws that govern this country. But that same individual gets a $1,600 check and I get a $600 check. My president asked for us to get $2,000 in the stimulus. And if you were a family of 4, you got $5,000. What the hell happened? Mitch McConnell stopped that shit. He blocked it. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Know your enemy and know your friend. Because they got the whole game turned upside down right now. They telling you Trump is racist. But before he became president, I'm seeing him with pictures of Rosa Parks, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. I remember them giving this man awards for the NAACP. But he racist? Oh, my bad. He just picked that shit up when his ass took the oath to become the president of the United States of America, right? These are some of the most hypocritical, dangerous ass people in our government today. Because they don't care what they tell you. And they'll do whatever the fuck they want to do to you. If you ask that out of line, they're going to get you back in line. Or they're going to get rid of your ass. A lot of people done came up missing. And a lot of people done came up dead. Excuse me. And none of us are that damn foolish to think that our government, these people that govern and supposedly stand above us, care that much about us. It's obvious. When you can give somebody that came into this country more money and they snuck into this country, and I've been here working my life, and you going to give me less money than this guy, you don't love me. You love that guy. And that's why they don't care. That's why they want open borders. That's why they don't care. That's why they don't try to get the unseedy people out of here. Let's put it like that. The criminal element. They don't care. And it's obvious. And we need to understand that if they don't care about us, we got to care about us. We got to stop this. Dude, we have got to really stop this. This is ridiculous. When you sit up here and realize the extremes that these people will go to gain power. Because this is all about power. It's about nothing else. It's about power. Democrats lost their damn minds when they thought they had the House, when they had the Senate, and when they had Obama as the president. What they do? They burnt all their clout, every bit of credibility that they had, to pass a motherfucking healthcare bill that if you got a job, you can't use, and if you don't have a job, it probably works out pretty good for you. But if you got a job, your motherfucking I can't even say it. Your deductible could be anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 before they even start kicking in. Are you really gonna spend $10,000 to $15,000 in one calendar year? No, you're not, because you're not gonna get that sick. But if you, in the event you do get sick and you do have to use this, what's the point of having it? All you got is a fucking card. It's not doing you no purpose. But this is what they spent their political clout on. This is what they did. In some socialist utopian way of getting to socialized medicine. That was the first branch. But look, when I told you got a two-headed coin, and the motherfucking two-headed coin is the same on both sides. The Republicans had all this opportunity to do something about it. Did they? You had John McCain, the one individual that voted against it, that just fucked up everything. And that was only one guy. That was a Republican. That was one. But guess what? They still maintain the Senate right now. Do you think these people want to change what the fuck we dealing with? No, they don't. It's paying lip service to us. It's to try to pacify us, to keep us quiet. Oh, it's coming. That healthcare bill is coming. It's coming in a minute. It's on its way. I've been hearing this shit since Obamacare started, okay? They tweak around the edges. They do this, they do that, try to make it sound like it's better, but that's bullshit. It wasn't good when it started, and it still ain't shit today. But these same Republicans and these same Democrats will pay lip service to the fact, oh, we're going to get every American a health care bill that they can live with. We're looking at a potential new administration, and we still ain't got shit. And I keep telling everybody, it doesn't make a difference if you vote Republican. It don't make a difference if you vote Democrat. Because you voting for the same fucking thing each time. These people sit up and lie to us all damn day long, go collect their $100 and some odd $1,000 checks every year, and then look at us like we crazy when we tell them this damn end of year spending is out of 70. Let me get this right. $27 trillion national debt. $27 trillion. That national debt is a security risk, a national security risk. Okay? You may not think it. You may not even concern yourself with it. But the fact of the matter is, $27 trillion, that's more money than's on the fucking planet. You understand that? These son of bitches are printing paper. That's all they doing. They printing paper. They don't have the value. If you look at the value of the dollar, since the election to now, the value of the dollar has precipitously dropped. And it's been doing that all year. Ever since the Chinese hit us with that fucked up ass virus and business has been shut down, people been in their houses. Can't make no damn money. The dollar has been precipitously dropping. Now watch this. The stock market, the Dow Jones, for the very first time in its existence, hit 30,000. They was running around clapping for that shit. But the bottom line is, that don't mean shit when you ain't got no goddamn money. Let's be real. Look. Simple. Civics. They took it out of the school. Back in civics class, they would tell you, printing money is not a good idea because it devalues the money that you already have. So say, for instance, you got $20,000 in the bank. The government is printing money at a rapid pace. The $20,000 you had in the bank now isn't worth $20,000. It's only worth $15,000. Okay, the government's still printing money. You got $15,000 in the bank. Guess what? Your money has depreciated again because the dollar has lost its value. You can't do shit with it. Back in the day, that was called the Weimar Republic. That was over in Germany, okay? Kind of like a thing like right after World War I, okay? They had a really bad problem with inflation. Now, this how this go. You can get up that morning, go get you a cup of coffee. That cup of coffee will cost you $0.25, all right? Later on that afternoon, you may want to go get you another cup of coffee at your lunch break. That same cup of coffee you paid $0.25 for that morning now costs you $3. Now, You say you're going to go get you another cup of coffee at the end of the day on your way home, to see your family. You say you're going to get another cup. That same cup of coffee that morning cost you $0.25. That afternoon cost you $3. At the end of the day will cost you $10 fucking dollars. They used to take wheelbarrows of money to the store just to get a loaf of bread. This is how bad the Weimar Republic was. Their money was worthless. We made our mistake when we let Tricky-Dick Nixon, Richard Nixon, take us off of the gold standard. When he took us off the gold standard, our money meant nothing because it's supposed to be backed by the petrodollar, which means that all money, all oil is bought in U.S. currency. But guess what? If they don't want to do that no more, they ain't got to do that no more. Gaddafi, example. A lot of people don't think that we didn't have nothing to do with that. But let me tell you something. Gaddafi was going to upset the natural balance of things, putting pressure on the petrodollar because he wanted to open up his own way of paying for his. He had his own currency. It was a gold-backed currency. And when certain individuals found out about that, seemed kind of funny, Gaddafi got killed. And you seen it on television as an example to anybody else. How many times you done seen a world leader drug in the street and beaten by his own people and then shot in the fucking head on live television? Tell me, how many times have you seen that? You don't see it because they didn't have to do it before, but they understand that people were seeing what was going on and they had to show a certain amount of brutality to put everybody back in their place. If you think I'm lying, they got video. This shit is live. You can go get the video and look at the exact same thing I'm telling you. You can also research the same thing I researched as to what the hell happened to Gaddafi. He was supposed to be cool. He gave up all his nuclear science information, gave up plans for nuclear weapons. He decided he wanted to live, bottom line. He said, this is what y'all got to have to leave me the fuck alone. I'll give y'all this. Ever since Gaddafi been dead, that whole country has been just a mess. They selling people, they got sex trafficking. They selling slaves over there. You think I'm lying? Go look it up. I did this. I'm trying to tell you. This is what governments do. And this is what other governments do to other governments. And right now, we're experiencing a certain form of that by the way this election has been ran and the way things are being done. And we act as if we're walking through this with our eyes closed. And a lot of us are. But knowledge is power. Ignorance is death. If you don't know shit, your ass dead. If you know something, guess what? You can move your ass. Get the hell out of the way. Just, I'm gone. But you can't sit there and take this, man. You really can't. We are Americans. We should demand more. Let me tell you something. All right, let me take a step right here. I'll be right back with you. You are watching Facts and Opinions on Wjzz Cool TV. Live streaming every Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Now look, if you go on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, hit me with that like button, and subscribe. I'm not the only individual here at this station. We have other talent. We have other personalities. I'm quite sure if I can't get you there, they'll get you what you came for. Now, back to my points. This is bullshit. Straight bullshit. Because there's no way you're going to tell me that all the forces around this world are not waged against us and our representation. Our representation is our president. Seems kind of funny. Everybody wants Joe Biden in office, but ain't nobody talking about really how much of a connection him and his son has to the Chinese Communist Party. Ain't nobody talking about that. Ain't nobody talking about how under the Obama administration, Joe Biden was in charge of the Ukraine and China policy. And at the same time he was supposed to be in charge of these policies, these motherfuckers built islands in the South China Sea. The same islands that we are going back and forth with our Navy over under their administration. You really want me to believe that Joe Biden has the gravitas to deal with this? Let's be real. No, not at all. The man told the Ukrainians that if you don't get rid of the prosecutor investigating my son and his businesses at Burisma, that you're not going to get the billions of dollars that we were going to give you. Seems kind of goddamn funny that damn prosecutor got fired. This is corruption in your face. And you accept this? You don't question any of it? You don't even have the slightest anchoring to say, I heard a little something. What the hell is that I heard? We just supposed to be sheep, right? Just lead us the fuck around, right? We just don't even know, don't care, or not even concerned, right? That's what we're saying. Well, some of us are. And some of us are terrified by the potential that this man could have in government. The man been there 47 fucking years, ain't did shit. Now you want to give him some more years? What the hell you think you gonna do with them? He didn't do shit with the first 47. Even even the people that he was over said his motherfucking he ain't been right about shit in 47 years. No foreign policy has he been right about in 47 years. But y'all decided to run this dead horse and put his ass up there with Kamala, knowing damn well y'all had to cheat to get that man in there. How the hell did he get more votes than Barack Obama? Please explain that. I would love to understand how this man got more votes than Barack Obama. I didn't vote for Barack, but I understand this gangster. I really do. But I don't get how you gonna tell me that this man stayed in his fucking basement the whole goddamn election. This man held rallies consisting of no more than just maybe 100 people. Maybe. I'm being generous with that shit, okay? He didn't have a platform to run off of. He copied everything that motherfucking Trump was saying. Buy America. Do America. America first. Build it bigger and better. Come on, man. We know this is a scam. We know this. We've been bamboozled. Led astray. Run them up. This is bullshit. And I'm fed up. And every American in this country should be fed up with all this back and forth. The judges won't hear the case. They won't look at the evidence. They won't have evidentiary hearings. The Supreme Court won't take this. The Supreme Court won't take that. But there is a remedy. It's called the Constitution. But now it seems as if you have Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell working together to just bust that situation up. I'm starting to wonder if this nation can ever stand without all. Look, Lincoln said famously that this nation will fall from within, not on the outside. In other words, ain't nobody gonna whoop our ass. We gonna whoop our own asses. And we're doing it right now from within the system. And none of us are actually questioning any of this. Well, don't get me wrong. You got a bunch of people that's going to Washington. You got these homegrown rallies or that support the president. These grassroots rallies. And these people are serious. You got people going around here in parades and all this stuff. And they motorcycles for Trump, boats for Trump, because they understand that no matter what the mainstream media tells you, the results are what matter. They sit up here and talked about people all damn day long, how bad they is. But the results are what matter. When a man comes to you and tell you, if you vote for me, this is what I'm going to do, and then he does it, it's the results that matter. The other guy telling you what he think he can do, no results. Look, none of us are dumb, stupid, or naive. We all can look back in history in our short time and recognize some politicians that have lied to us and told us that, okay, y'all, wait, I got to tell y'all, we're closing the phone lines. If you want to get on, you better call now or that's a wrap. Anyway, how many politicians have you sat up here and voted for that sounded real good and then didn't even carry out a quarter of what they said they were going to do? How many? How many politicians have you seen that actually did what they said they were going to do and then some? Not many, but I can tell you about one. Everybody's so dead set against the Cheeto man. I don't understand why. Because if we're looking at it from a political persuasion, he could have been a Democrat. And if he did what he said he was going to do, I'd vote for him. He could be a Republican. And if he did what he said he was going to do, I'd vote for him. But I don't want a half-ass motherfucker in office. I don't want somebody to just do around the edges of the job. The job is a job, and you need somebody in there that can actually handle the job and perform, not just be a figurehead, not just get on Air Force One, fly across the world and then come back. No, we need someone in office that is our own personal U.S. made pit bull, okay? Or if you like, Rottweiler, I don't know. But the man has to be, or the woman has to be for America, not the globe. The globe didn't vote for this person. The globe is not being led by this person. The globe that this person is supposed to be a member of, he didn't take an oath to the globe. He took an oath to the Constitution and to us. But every one of these politicians that's been in here, from, let's see, when did that start? Okay. From George Bush Sr., that 1,000 points of light bullshit, that's globalization. And from there, it went all the way through until it got to Donald Trump, and it stopped. And you've seen what globalization has done to us over the course of years. If you are savvy enough to understand where we were to where we at, then you can understand globalization is everybody on our fucking backs, okay? We're the richest nation. We do everything we gotta do. And nobody can dispute that. But everybody wants that. And we have to protect that. Because we don't protect that, there's no nation, there's no republic, there's no you, and there's no me. These people are systematically trying to dismantle this country from within. They can't do it outside. The Chinese can't fuck us up. The Russians can't do it. The Venezuelans can't do it. The Iranians can't do it. The Iraqis can't do it. Can't nobody jack us up but us. And we're doing a damn good job at it right now. And a lot of us don't see this. But a lot of us should and be ready. I used to come on here and I used to tell people, I say, look, barring all the bullshit, just get yourself together. All right? Have you some water on deck. Have you some non-perishable food, you know what I'm saying? Stack it up in the basement. You may not need it right now, but you might need it later. Because the things that you see, or shall I say the things that the mainstream media shows you, is not the things that's really going on. The things that's really going on, did you know NASA is refusing to let out any information about a meteor that's coming in this way? Do you know that? They're not talking about it. Well, look, it's a long-term thing. It's not gonna get it for a couple of years. Okay, I guess that's one of the reasons why they ain't panicking. But here's the thing: the Pentagon, NASA, and space agencies all around the world are coming up with a plan. Now, this meteor is supposed to crash about the size of a house. All right, pretty big house, and it's supposed to land, I think, in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, that don't sound like a big problem until them tsunami waves hit your ass if you live on the coast. Then it could be a real big ass problem. So right now, since they got a couple of years to, work out the problem, they're not really broadcasting that. They're not disseminating that information. But it's there. The information is there. They're not hiding it, but it's there. You have to go look for it. Now, they got another rock coming this way in 2036, but they'll tell you about that one if you don't know about it. Excuse me. Now, you may ask, why am I telling you this shit? Because apparently you ain't heard it before. So I put it out there. But here's the thing. I'm not just a black man. All right? I'm not. I'm not just a man. I'm more than all of that. And the one thing I am, more than all of that, is I'm an American. I stand on this ground. I sleep on this ground. I eat from this ground. And I respect this ground that I have been born on. And it burns my ass up when I see other people disrespecting this place. Because everybody wants to come here, but nobody wants to leave. Oh, then you got your stars or your personality. Oh, if such and such happens, I'm leaving the country. Okay. Sound like a bunch of hyperbole to me, because your ass ain't never went nowhere. You still here. Those that come up with this, well, Trump got elected, I'm leaving the country. Yeah, okay, go your ass to Canada. That's just a protest. But you bring your ass back here, because ain't no place else better to be. So it kind of irritates me when I see what's going on in my face, and I'm watching these people try to just just take control, just steal the power from the rightful owner of it. Us. We're the rightful owners of this power. And we have people in high places that are trying to snatch all of that away from us. And we should be enraged about that. And like I said, black people more than anybody else should be really pissed the fuck off. Because we done died for that vote. We done cried for that vote. We have went to extremes to be able to vote in this country. Our families, our loved ones. We have dealt with humiliation, embarrassment, all types of bad things to have our right to vote in this country. And this whole election seems like it's just being snatched away from us. Not just me, but you got women and men and Caucasians, Asians, Middle Easterners. A lot of these people voted that way. And a lot of people are a little upset about what done happened. And if, there's any way we can become civil and try to come to an understanding about what the hell is going on, we should. But it seems that the other party doesn't want to be that way. They don't want to be civil about this. They don't want to say, okay, well, maybe there was a few mistakes made. We should investigate. We should check this. We should check that. No, that's not what they want to do. Their argument is, oh, the election went perfect. Nothing was wrong. There were no flaws. There were no problems nowhere. But I beg to differ when I'm looking at the problem right in my face. This should have been recorded. I'm watching people putting ballots in. I'm watching people stealing ballots. I'm watching numbers go up in the middle of the night. I'm watching people stop in states, 5 states consecutively, all stop at the same time. And you think to tell me that that's not suspicious? There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, no, nothing to see here. Just keep moving along. Nothing to see. Really? Truly? Nothing to see here? These are the reasons I get so emotional. These are the reasons I get so animated. Because this is some bullshit. This is the highest class of bullshit you're going to ever deal with in your life. By the time all of this is over, you're going to see this. You're going to see a lot of things you never thought you were going to see. By the time all this is over, before the inauguration of either Joe Biden or President Trump, there's going to be a lot of things that a lot of us here are going to see we've never, ever, ever seen before. And there's a lot there to see. Because I just been looking at pieces of it, even just watching the hearings in Georgia. Let's just take that for example. Just watching the hearings in Georgia. These people had proof to the point it made the Georgia legislators, send a letter stating that they wanted to withdraw their electors because they find too many discrepancies in this. But you have too many states that don't want to do the right thing. Those 5 states don't want to do the right thing, but they're going to be forced to. And a lot of this is going to come to its head real soon. And unfortunately, on January the 6th, when the envelopes are open, there's been a report that Antifa, the anarchy group, they are going to be there in the crowd, mixed in with the Trump supporters. Now, I don't know how that's going to go, and I don't know if it's going to go good or bad, but from what I understand, they're going to be there. And if they're going to be there, I think somebody should be there with them. We coming down to the end of the wire, and it's been an enjoyable weekend. It truly has. I've enjoyed my time with you, and I've enjoyed informing you of the things that I have come to find out about. And I hope that in your trip through your week, any of the stuff that I brought to your attention may help you get where you got to go and do what you got to do safely. You have been watching Facts and Opinions with JR on Wjzz Cool TV. The coolest station in the world, streaming live every Saturday and Sunday on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Bye-bye. Something so cool about you, boy. Something so smooth about you, boy. Something so cool about you, boy.
maturity, so grown.